because you want to travel. But you broke, sis. Welcome to the Bean Cloud. Today I'm here to tell you how I travel on a broke girl budget and how I get around. So let's get into it. Okay, so number one, I don't typically plan out my trips as far as where I'm gonna go. I will follow the deals. So what that means is if I see a ticket for 3 days somewhere, for 5 days somewhere, whatever the case, whatever I feel like how many days I can afford, and it says the round trip flight is $50, whatever the case, I'm going to choose that place. I research it, make sure it's something I'm interested in, and I'll definitely buy that flight. The second thing I do is I save at least 2 months in advance for any reason. You know, it don't even have to be because of a trip. You can just start putting have a savings account, put away $20 each check, because that $20 eventually becomes $100, and that $100 becomes your flight and an excursion. Think of it like that. Like that little bit of money is going to make up into some bigger thing. My third thing that I do is I choose how much time I can afford. What that means is that if it's a flight, like I just said before, if it's a flight that's telling me like, okay, so it's a round trip ticket for $50, but it's for 5 to 7 days worth of vacationing, my ass is not going to stay anywhere for a week if I can't afford to stay there. That means that I'm going to probably skip on that and look for the 3-day trip for a little bit less time, so that I know that I can afford my living arrangements, I can afford my things to do, my food, all that good stuff. Fourth thing that I do, I will go ahead and research local pricing of things before I even get there if it's out of the country. Within the country, you kind of know like what to expect price wise. In certain places you can still kind of look it up, but if I'm going somewhere out of the country, like I went a couple years ago to Iceland. Everybody always told me, oh, Iceland's so expensive. So the best thing to do is to look up local things so that you know what to expect. So I found out that their gas at the time was $8 a gallon. So I knew right then, okay, Camila, you better come financially prepared, because these people not playing games with your pockets, okay? So that was very expensive, as opposed to when I went to Morocco and found that the average meal, like to go out to dinner, is probably like $4 to $7 USD. Which ain't shit. So that means that I can definitely afford to go there, and maybe should bring a certain amount of money that will make me feel, you know, comfortable, but I don't have to overdo it. So always prepare by looking up local things. Number 5, use your travel apps, child. I use travel apps. My favorite travel apps: Skyscanner, Travel Pirates, and Skiplag. The reason that I use these 3 things: Travel Pirates, I use that for usually international flights. They'll have package deals that are pretty damn good. When I did go to Iceland, I spent, I think, $250. That was my flights to get there. I stayed in a hotel for maybe 1 night, but then I just added to the 1 night and just stayed a couple more days, and then we moved around a little bit. That was a damn good deal. I used Travel Pirates when I went to Madrid. I went to Madrid for 8 days, and my flight there was like another 200, like $200. Come on, you can't beat that. I'm sure that there are other apps and things that will probably give you better pricing, but these are the apps that I use. Skiplag is good if you're doing like a 1-day joint, or you're doing maybe like a 2-day weekend or something. Something where you are only gonna bring your personal item, because the whole idea behind Skiplag is the price is cheap because you are doing multiple flights to get to your destination, but you're not doing any type of checked luggage. So you're expected to only bring your carry-on. That's what keeps the pricing down. So if I'm doing like a quick weekend and I know I could just stuff my shit in my book bag, I'm going to go through Skiplag to find a really good deal. I also use Skyscanner a lot. I love Skyscanner because of how the way the app is set up. It's set up to tell you, like it has like suggestions. If you go to explore area of the app, it'll show you in categories like solo traveling, long weekend traveling, August, September, October deals, and then at the very bottom, traveling with kids option. It's for me, it's just a little bit easier that it's organized like that, and they have good damn prices. Like that's where I find a lot of my $42 round trip flights to wherever in the US. I also eat cheap. I mean, if I'm really broke. Typically I would come with enough money that I can just kind of eat what I want, because when I go on vacation, I like to do whatever the hell I want to do. I want to spend money recklessly That sounds so bad. I want to spend money on what I want to spend it on. I don't like to be held back from buying things that I enjoy. But if it's one of those weekends where I'm like, fuck this, I have to get away, I'm ready to go, and I have little or nothing, then I'm going to eat local foods in local areas that are not so expensive, so that you don't break the bank trying to do the most, you know? I also start purchasing my excursions ahead of time. So if you know you got 2 months before you have to go, do not wait to the last minute to buy your excursions. Do not wait to the last minute to do anything. You don't want to be caught like right before your trip where you done saved up, you know, just so much money so that while you're on your trip you can have things to do, and then you find, oh shit, I did not buy any excursions. Like, I have to wait till I get there to figure out what I'm gonna do. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't waste your time. You waste your time and you waste your money, because when you get there it costs more. I use Airbnb for my excursions, Atlas Obscura. I'll use oh my god, there's so many different apps and things that you can use to kind of find what you want to do that. And sometimes on Airbnb, a lot of their excursions be really cheap depending on where you go. Like, I found $50-$40 excursions that are great. I remember when I went to Morocco and we found an excursion on, I think it was Atlas Obscura, $40, and it was an 8-hour excursion. I went into the mountains and hiked. We rode camels on the top of the mountain. It came with a lunch. It came with a breakfast. It was the bomb for $40. Another thing that I do on your Airbnbs, the cool thing about Airbnb is that you can have access to the host before you even make your purchase. So let's say that you're looking at a place and you like it, and it's an okay price, you know, instead of going and purchasing that straight through Airbnb, message your host. Ask them, is it possible that you can pay them directly for your stay at a fraction of the cost? Sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no, but it doesn't hurt to try. Give yourself a daily budget. Do not spend over your budget if you cannot afford it. If you can only afford $50 a day, then stay within that realm of your $50 a day. Because the last thing you want to do is to be stuck somewhere and you have absolutely nothing. That has happened to me before because I did not budget properly. But you learn your lesson and you move forward. So make sure, if you do not have the funds, budget. If you're someone that can eat cheap and, you know, you can get away with I don't know, $60 to $70 a day if you're going to use Uber and all that other stuff. Buy your packing accessories used. You heard me. Buy them used. Buy them used, child. Buy them used. If you're going on a winter vacation and you're going to do a hike and you know you got to buy some damn Columbia hiking boots, and those boots are $150, you better get on OfferUp. You better get on Facebook Marketplace. Find out if someone has your size for less. Because those same... Okay, Captain. Anyway, I found my boots for, what, $30? A size 7 for $30 on OfferUp, and I priced them in the store. They were $150. Your hiking bags, if you hike, you wear a book bag, or even your carry-on bag, find it on there. Lastly, clothes. So what I'll typically do is I'll go to Plato's Closet. Plato's Closet is a consignment store that sells gently used name brand clothes, and they have things at an extremely good price. I like to winter travel, so I'll find my jackets there because jackets are expensive anywhere else. Or if I want to buy something brand new, I'll typically shop at boohoo.com. They offer Afterpay, and what Afterpay is basically like laying away your clothes but getting your clothes up front. You just pay it down either weekly or every other week. You'll have brand new outfits, they'll come right away, no problem, and you may have spent in the moment $30. And then you just pay it down. If I am able to find anything else new, you know I'm gonna give it to you straightforward. I'm gonna give you all the tips that I can. If you have any questions, anything you want to ask about me personally, or ask about how I do traveling, you can definitely ask in the comments below. Subscribe, like my video if it helped you at all. Follow me.